ऐ हुस्न के जादू मुझे दीवाना बना दे, ऐ शम्मे रुख अपना मुझे परवाना बना दे.
Welcome to Washington, the capital city of the United States of America. Located in the District of Columbia, Washington is bordered by Northern Virginia and Central Maryland. One of the earliest planned cities in America, the capital has magnificent monuments, memorials, and museums located throughout the city. In 1950, Khalifatul Masih II, Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad Raziyallahu Anhu, moved the headquarters of the U.S. Jamaat from Chicago to Washington, D.C. Located in the Sheridan-Kalorama Historic District of Northwest Washington, D.C., the Colonial Revival-style building was constructed in 1913 and has more than 20 rooms on 4 floors. Its neighboring buildings are embassies, cultural centers, and residences of the city's elite. Hazrat Muslim Maud Raziyallahu Anhu named it the American Fazl Mosque, in part to distinguish it from the Fazl Mosque in London.
When I came here in Washington metropolitan area, we used to have only the Fazl Mosque, which was purchased early by Hazrat Chaudhry Muhammad Zafrullah Khan Sahab. In addition to being a mosque and headquarters, that building was also used for the residence of missionary in charge, Amir Sahab, as well as any other Muballigh who may be there at that time.
So the community here consists of about 12 individuals, very close-knit, very cordial, very friendly, and I learned a lot from that small community. After the mosque moved here in the 50s, with the small community that existed at that time, and developed itself, and the community developed itself up into the 70s, at which time I became a part of the community. It was significant because, number one, it was the first mosque, I understand, to be in Washington, D.C. That made it a focal point for all who were in this tri-state area, as a matter of fact, in all of the District of Columbia, in Maryland and Virginia. Now there was a central location. And so the community just sort of began to expand and grow around that particular location.
As the Jamaat grew in the capital area, Fazl Mosque became too small to house everyone, and the need to expand became painfully evident.
Now, there was a time when this particular mosque really became insufficient because of the growth of the community during the latter part of the 70s up until about the middle part of the 80s. The community just simply outgrew this particular space that was here.
I remember early on when we used to have a big gathering, whether it's Eid or it's some other religious functions, maybe Sirtun Nabi Day or Religious Founders Day or similar events. We had to get out of that building, find a place where we can rent it and have the facilities which we normally use. That means we have to have double things for namaz, for prayers, for meetings, for eating, for all those things. We had to have twice the arrangements, which was becoming very difficult. As we were feeling this, at that time when the Khilafat Rabia came, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih IV gave guidance that we should start looking for and arranging for 5 new mosques in USA. Out of those 5 new mosques, he mentioned, of course, one at the headquarters, Washington, D.C. And that's how this plan for the Baitur Rahman Mosque or for the mosque for the headquarters started.
A plan was made for a new mosque to be built from the ground up.
We need a mosque, of course. We need to have a place where we can meet in smaller as well as larger gatherings, and we have to have a headquarter as well as possibly a place for the missionaries' residence as well. So we knew we have to get out of Washington, D.C. area. And as you might know that Washington, D.C. area is between two states of the United States, Maryland and Virginia. So we actually started looking for either place, either Virginia or Washington or Maryland, wherever we can find. We saw many places in Virginia too, and many places in Maryland as well. Finally, the place we liked was here in Maryland area, in Montgomery County. And when Khalifatul Masih Rabi came the first time to the United States in 1987, he blessed us with the foundation, laying the foundation of the mosque here in this place.
On the front.
No doubt it is a great day in the history of Ahmadiyyat in the United States, as has been well pointed out by your Amir, Sheikh Mubarak Ahmad Sahib. It has become a great day with its association with the most blessed task the man can perform on earth, that is building a house of worship for Allah with all sincerity and with complete devotion and dedication, keeping none in mind except God.
We went through a preliminary design phase, and in that we drew some plans, and which were brainstormed and consulted with the local communities. Amir Sahib Mian Muzaffar, he had put a condition that unless we have 50% of the estimated cost of the project, we will not start the active construction. So actually that was a cutoff point, that was a threshold point. So once we achieved that, then that was the time when the construction contract was awarded in '93 October, and the construction began. And the project completed right on time in 12 months' time in October of 1994.
After years of planning, fundraising, and construction, Khalifatul Masih Rabi, Hazrat Mirza Tahir Ahmad, rahimahullah, inaugurated a new, purpose-built mosque 10 miles outside of DC city limits on a road called Good Hope. More than 5,000 Ahmadis and guests attended this event.
This mosque will not only offer shelter to all who hear your promise, but will become a symbol of mankind's basic unity and the values people of goodwill hold in common.
It's a humble community. As far as the number goes, as far as the worldly influence goes, it's an insignificant community. Yet for all of you who have come from different cities, different places, different countries of the world, to have come here and shared our happiness in celebrating the inauguration of this mosque is a great act of nobility on your part. I thank you all, and I pray that may Allah shower His choicest blessings upon you.
That year, Masjid Baitur Rahman became the new headquarters of the USA Jamaat and had a capacity in excess of 1,000 worshippers. Today, after expansions, it can accommodate more than 2,000 people. Huzur delivered his Friday sermon from Baitur Rahman Masjid on October 14th, 1994.
अल्लाह ताला का ये एक बहुत ही बड़ा एहसान है कि आज का दिन तुलू हुआ जो बहुत सी बरकतें लेकर आया है। जुमे का दिन हमेशा हमेश के लिए उम्मत मुस्लिमा के लिए मुबारक करार दे दिया गया है। आज का दिन इसलिए भी बहुत बरकत का दिन है कि आज के जुमे के दिन इस मस्जिद का इफ्तिताह होगा जो हो रहा है, बल्कि एक रस्मी इफ्तिताह है जो 4:30 बजे शुरू होगा। एक रूहानी इफ्तिताह है जो अब इस खुतबे से इस जुमे के वक्त शुरू हो चुका है। और आज इस मस्जिद में कसरत के साथ मुख्तलिफ ममालिक से भी अहमदी अहबाब शरीक हुए हैं ताकि वो इन बरकतों से खुद शामिल होकर हिस्सा पाएं और अपनी आंखों से खुदा के फजलों का नज़ूर देखें। बस ये इज्तिमा बहुत ही बाबरकत है, एक खुशी का दिन है और खुशियां मनाने का दिन है। मगर ये खुशियां कैसे मनाई जाएं, ये जिक्र इलाही के साथ मनाई जानी है। और मैं उम्मीद रखता हूँ कि इन खुशियों में सिर्फ आप ही नहीं जो हाजिर हैं, बल्कि वो सब भी शामिल होंगे जो इस वक्त हाजिर नहीं।
Masjid Baitur Rehman and its surrounding buildings can accommodate large regional and national events and even hosted the Jalsa Salana into the early 2000s. In addition to its prayer halls, there are offices, classrooms, a kitchen, nursery, the National Book Depot, and residences and guest houses on the premises. A mosque is a central feature of Islam, which is a religion built on the concept of worshipping the one God, Allah. As Huzur Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasrihil Aziz has advised, the building of mosques must be followed by populating them with sincere worshippers. May these and all the mosques of the community around the world remain filled with the heartfelt prayers of Ahmadis for all time. Welcome to Washington.
जिनकी यादें क़यामत क़ल्ब तपा के लिए